This the Level 32 podcast, my boy. With your boy Black King. Subscribe to Patreon for more content. I got more things to talk about. And I'm putting this on every video because I talk a lot. And you just gonna have to keep hearing me or just mute me, block me, whatever. But I ain't stopping. Subscribe to Patreon. Level 32 podcast. Boom. At this point, I think we've all seen what happened last night. Jay-Z went on the stage at the Roots picnic and dissed Dame Dash, Jaguar Wright, Drake, Nicki Minaj, Tory Lanez. He threw a little another jab stabbing at Un again. Um and I do believe more, right? I'm a very big Drake fan. Very big Drake fan. Pause. There's a lot going on at the same time. And honestly, it needs to be separated in multiple different parts. The Drake and Jay-Z situation has been going on since Light Up. Since the Control verse. Before then, you know, I think a lot of people knew how amazing Drake was from the start. A lot of people knew what he was about to do for the next 15 years from the beginning. That nigga Drake dissed Jay-Z multiple different times on Iceman. Great ass jabs. Body check, body check. You know what I'm saying? Great jabs. That nigga Jay went up there and started throwing punches at Drake. Don't the jig is up. Huh. Hmm. And the thing is, people are trying to downplay what Jay-Z did, and that's cool, you know. But you can't really downplay that. Since last night, everyone is speaking on what Jay-Z has been saying. People are trying to bring up relevancy. Oh, he's retired. Nobody gives a fuck. He's 60, 70 years old. The nigga billions came from Beyonce and everything like that. And I'm gonna tell you, I had a nice long drive last night. You know, I saw it on the middle of the drive. Saw the first tweet. Your old Droog. I saw his post. And I heard the first 15 seconds of the video. And he's talking about how Dame's teeth be falling out the nigga mouth. Hilarious, right? I stopped and told my girl, hey baby, I'm not even gonna lie, I'm gonna be working tonight. Uh, real Potter. You feel me? By work, what I did was saw a nice OVO space, highlighted on my Twitter. I jumped in for hours and hours and hours. More than I actually needed to, actually. I argued for a good 5 hours, I do believe. And it went all the way into 4 o'clock in the morning. People look at that as, especially when you go in a room that you know you're going to get opposition in, people look at that as, oh, you're trying to gain attention, they're shitting on you, this, that, and the third. I don't care about that at all. a lot of the times I come with the opposite of opinion of myself, and I debate a room that would have the opinion I do. I do that a lot. You know why I do that? I think it makes me better. For example, if I go in a room full of Democrats and I argue for the Republican side, but this, don't you think that would make you a better debater when it comes to opposing the other side as well? Yeah, because you're getting all their points and everything like that as well, adding to your arsenal, uh, weeding out things that you would possibly say in that situation, as well as also, you know, having a decent conversation because you're not going to go too far because you believe the things that the other side thinks. And that's why I respect that room last night. Shout out to Night Owls. Shout out to True Slayer. Uh, uh, Shout out to everybody. Kevin, Inevitable, and everybody that was in that space. Saw a few people from other spaces jump in, you know, ready to clown a nigga. You feel me? And that's no problem. I have no problem with that at all. Shout out to y'all that came in. But thing is that I understand how big this situation can actually get. I understand what we're I understand what we're looking at in the coming time, right? I have multiple different opinions about what we're about to see. I do believe that Jay-Z is about to drop an album. I do believe that uh uh Drake might shoot in this week. I wouldn't be surprised if we get something by tonight. Can't lie. Nicki, same thing. You know, Jaguar Wright is in a space right now saying fuck Jay-Z and talking about government documents and the Epstein files and shit like that. And I brought up a great point, and I stood on this point consistently throughout all of this, throughout all the Kendrick beef, before it, when it comes to Drake, when it comes to Boosie, when it comes to Jeezy, when it comes to these rappers, when it comes to Jay-Z especially, right? I think all of these niggas are pieces of shit in some way. I do not think that nobody on this earth is holier than thou at all. I think that a lot of niggas don't realize that I don't ex- not that they don't realize. It's more so on I think a lot of niggas don't look at niggas like Drake, Jay-Z, Kanye, so on and so forth as, you know, what they actually are and what they've told us they are. You know, Kanye got back in the church, but he's also the one that tells you that, you know what I'm saying, how he fucks bitches that bleach their asshole and shit. Same time frame. Right? But at the same time, when it comes to Drake, Jay-Z, and all these people, they have a lot of people around them that are of a certain nature, especially in hip hop. We could talk about Big Meech, Jeezy. We could talk about Mob Ties, Drake. We could talk about Jay-Z, Rock, in the New York background, 50 Cent and his background in New York as well, and the world, G Unit and shit, blah, blah, blah. I do not hold these people to a higher caliber than each other, unless we're talking music. That's the only way you're gonna have that conversation with me. I don't care about court cases and shit like that unless we're talking about court cases. When we're speaking on rap, I'm here for the bars every single time. I don't care if Jay-Z is a piece of shit if we're talking about rap because I believe all these niggas are pieces of shit. Same thing with Boosie and Webby. Niggas is pieces of shit. God awful people probably, right? Do I think they're cool people to their people? Probably so. They probably also dicks to them, right? The thing is though is that When we're talking about rap, none of that matters. Actually, the opposite matters. We want the nigga that has the ability to put a hit on a nigga head and have a sniper on the roof to talk to another nigga that has a sniper on the roof and can put a hit on your head. We want to talk about how deep and how evil this shit can actually go. We want to talk about how this nigga might buy this nigga publishing and own that nigga for the rest of his life. This, that, and the third. We want to talk about, oh, this nigga got billions, this, that, and the third, and he, came from the streets, and this nigga got billions, but he got people in the streets too. This, that. We want to hear how bad it gets every single time. Nas, Jay-Z, it didn't stop at rap. It went to the streets. I want the same thing. Look at the 50 Cent Rick Ross situation. Yeah, the raps was dope, both sides. Ross was rapping his ass off, 50 was rapping his ass off. But guess what? Niggas' cars got shot up. Yeah, we might not want our legend to die, but it adds to the story every single time. That's why we try. That's in hip hop. They try not to go that far because of what we seen with Tupac and Biggie. But guess what? We loved every second of their beef. Every second of the beef between Tupac and Big. Oh, that nigga fucked his bitch. Oh my god. Tupac got shot in the elevator and Biggie was upstairs. Oh my god. What? Who is Haitian Jack? Who is these gangsters that's part of this hip hop shit that we consistently speak on? Do I want to hear about the bars about niggas being on Epstein files and shit like that? Sure. Most definitely. Do I think that that's all you need to win a battle against Jay-Z? Not at all. Not at all. And the thing is, and just like Kevin brought up in the space, and so did other people in the OVO OWL space last night, I as well said it. These niggas are on scorched earth. We're talking about a Drake that's literally just completed his contract with UMG. We're talking about a Drake from what we understand, right? We're talking about a Drake that also possibly might be looking to get $2 billion, right? The whole industry is against him, and everything like that, right? That's one side that's ready to crash out. As we seen on Iceman, sending shots at everybody, very blatant about the shit. I don't give a fuck about your shit, nigga. You dust off your plaques, bitch ass nigga. Let me, your baby mama gonna pick up the phone when I call. You too many shots where he's just like shooting, right? As we seen on that stage last night, Jay-Z is at that point too, and we understand why. The pressure is on him about the Epstein shit, the Harvey Weinstein shit, the Diddy shit, and everything like that. And the people that are against him are consistently bringing it up. And he's getting more and more ops every day. Beyonce fans don't really like that nigga. Drake fans hate that nigga. Nicki fans hate that nigga. Nicki hates that nigga. Drake hates that nigga to a certain extent. That nigga is ready to crash out. And he understands. And this is the thing about Jay-Z. If you don't really understand this, that nigga Jay-Z is very strategic. For prime example, some of the bars he gave to Nicki relates back to the interview he had at the beginning of the year. There's a right-wing agenda that's trying to, you know, destroy hip-hop. And what did he say last night to Nicki? You hanging with MAGA Republicans. I'm governed by God. You trying to go with the government. Something along those nigga, nigga, nigga. The thing about Jay, everything he says, there's a reason why he's saying it. There's a reason why he's bringing up Republicans and MAGA and everything like that. I do believe that's because of his relationship with Donald Trump and how they don't fuck with each other. They used to, probably, right? Donald Trump doesn't like that he went with Obama for all those years. This is why I also said in the episode as well, the last episode I recorded, that we're in a political battleground in hip hop currently. And my point has been proven. I recorded this 2 days ago. And now I'm recording on Sunday. I recorded that on Friday. Recording on Sunday. And all of my points are proven. Every single last one of them. We're looking at a situation now. And I also said in spaces previously that Jay-Z, as soon as he touches that stage, he's going to shoot at that nigga Drake. Said this nigga, oh, why would no, he's not. Well, he has to be on the timeline. He needs to put something on the deal. And then now niggas is saying, nah, we don't respect the freestyle because he didn't put it on DSPs. Stop it. Stop it. And I'm a very big Drake fan, like I said. Stop. If you think that Drake doesn't respect that Jay went on that stage last night and said what he said to Drake and he doesn't take it seriously, and that you think this is a streaming conversation now, this is not that at all. And I'm a throw another curveball at y'all. A lot of niggas think that Jay-Z cares about Kendrick and what he did to Drake. We brought this up in the space last night as well. Like I said, I talked to them niggas for 5 hours. We said a lot, right? That nigga Jay-Z for the past 10 years has sent nigga after nigga after nigga after nigga after Drake. I'm of the opinion that he talked to Common about shooting at Drake. Or Common spoke to him about it, right? Now shoot at him, bro. All right, cool. I'm of the opinion that Pusha T had an issue with Drake because of Jay-Z as well. I'm of the opinion that Meek Mill was sent after Drake by Jay-Z as well. I'm of the opinion that when it comes to uh Kendrick, I have that exact same opinion. And am I saying that he blatantly was like, nah, yeah, I think it's time. This, that, and no, no. Do I think they already had hate in their heart for the nigga and what he was doing? Most definitely. I also do believe that he backed multiple people into attacking Drake and Young Money and Cash Money. That nigga Drake went through a gauntlet to get to this point. This was my issue with the Kendrick Drake situation and people upholding Kendrick as the number one rapper. Kendrick ain't been through enough to have that thought, to have that uh uh position in hip hop. It got so bad. I don't think that Jay-Z liked that the fans started saying that, oh yeah, Kendrick has a better discography than Jay-Z. I think that pissed him off too. One thing you have to understand as a fan of Drake and Jay-Z, you have to understand their thought process as well. He's telling Drake, hey, you are looking at the wrong chart. I'm up 10. He's telling Drake that. If the niggas that are fans of Drake believe that he is bigger than Kendrick, that Drake is bigger than Kendrick, right? And Jay-Z is telling Drake that he's looking at the wrong chart, then you would also have to believe that Jay-Z does not think that Kendrick is anywhere close to his level at all. Not even close. He's a peon. That's his little nigga. It's the little homie. Yo, you rap good. That's dope. What does that mean to me? I don't care. You're not me. Niggas bring up narcissism and shit like that and try to throw words at it. You know, I see the Beehive is talking about how, Drake is misogynistic. I don't think you should go that route when we're talking about Jay-Z. I don't think you should bring that conversation up when you're talking about Jay. On all sides right now are fucked up. A lot of these stands on every side, the Drake side, the Jay-Z side, the Kendrick side, the Nicki side, the Beyonce side, the Rihanna side, the ASAP Rocky side. All these fans and stands of these rappers and celebrities are not seeing reality. When niggas was telling me that Jay-Z had nothing to do with the Kendrick situation, it appalled me. It appalled me. It befuddled me. It it's so retarded. I'm gonna have to take that word out. To think that Jay-Z had nothing to do with anything with the Kendrick Drake beef. Even though every beef, when it came to Drake, Jay-Z was somewhere close. Even though that Jay-Z and Kanye made an album to let Drake know, hey, yo, this is the throne. We are what you think you want to be in hip hop. What is that? 14 years ago? Something crazy like that? Them throwing jabs at each other, Drake and Jay-Z throwing jabs at each other on each other's songs and other songs outside of each other for 14, 15 years. The only person I think that Jay-Z has respect for is Drake. Just like back then, when Jay-Z and 50 Cent were going at it for a small period of time, Jay-Z said, hey, yo, little niggas, Meek, Bleak, Beanie, motherfucking, all you little niggas, hey, that nigga 50 Cent is coming up and it's about to be a real bad storm. I need you to get in the studio and make some shit to compete with that nigga. Because he's not competing with me, not at all. No, it's not. I don't see it with him competing with me. But that nigga is coming for what y'all spot was supposed to be. Beanie Siegel, you were supposed to be that. What 50 Cent is. You didn't listen to me. You wanted to go be a super gangster. You didn't want to talk about no business. You didn't want to talk about what we need to do in the studio, come up with methods or nothing like that. I had to come up with all the methods for you. Now this nigga is getting his gang together and getting all his niggas together. And they are coming out with these mixtapes. And these niggas is blowing y'all niggas out the fucking water. That's what that was, right? The only person other than that Jay-Z respects in the nature of competing with him was Nas. When it comes to anybody else since Nas, there has been no competition for Jay-Z at all. Niggas like to bring up, oh, he was never number one. There was other niggas that was better than him, blah, blah. Those niggas are not here no more. There's a reason why it wasn't really a competition for him. He saw that. Oh, DMX, I'm not going to get disrespectful. RP, DMX. But there's a reason why he didn't compete with these people that we're talking about. And there's a reason why at the beginning of Drake's career that Jay-Z had to give that nigga some light. Hey, yo, I want to see you get to this point. Because you the only one that I've ever seen other than Nas that I think we going to have some issues. And I can't wait to see that. The competitive nature in me just can't wait to see a nigga like you try to come at the, you know how you try to come at the God. Try to come at Hova. You know what I'm saying? You the only one. And you just keep making these fucking hits. You just keep making hits for other niggas. You just writing your ass off. For the next 15 to 20 years, nigga, I'ma have all my little niggas, all the new little niggas I got, I'ma have all them niggas come at your neck. And the one that don't want to do it, I'm giving that nigga 2 features, 2 songs in his entire career. But you, nigga, I'm giving you about 15 of them. So I can, you my little homie. You know what I'm saying? You the little boy. You say you the boy. You my boy. You telling me all the tutelage that you got from me through my albums and music and what I've said to you and everything like that. You my son. I'ma send all these little niggas that think they on your level. I don't even think they on your level. I think you're on my level. And that's why I'm gonna send these little niggas just to make sure. Just to chip your armor a little bit by little bit by little bit. Till you get to the point where you think you tough enough to send 4 different shots at me on your album. After all these niggas, and that's Ross, Khaled, Kendrick, Meek, Pusha. I'm gonna get all them niggas in some way, shape, or form to go against you in some way. Yeah, you thought they was cool with you whole time. You know what I'm saying? I allowed them to be cool with you. I allowed them to go hang out with you, go to the club with you, make songs together, buddy, buddy, and shit, this, that, and the third. But I know this nigga will do it for a Rolex. This nigga a crash shot. This nigga, he ain't really ever never got his shot for real at being the man in hip hop. So I know he'll listen to me no matter what. And I'm gonna get a nigga a few features and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I see you working, little nigga, you know what I'm saying? You keep talking about that crack and that coke and shit, nigga. Yeah, go get you a nice little car. You know what I'm saying? Go wear nice clothes and stuff. That nigga ain't never been on my level. That nigga is never projected to be a billionaire. That nigga is never projected to have the baddest woman in music. That nigga is never projected to be anything close to me. You nigga, you doing everything I used to do. You talking to all the bad women in music from J Lo to Serena to Rihanna to you doing all that shit that I used to do. And you creeping up, creeping up, creeping up every fucking year. For some reason, I don't know what it is. I sent everything at you, nigga. And you still standing the test of time. That reminds me of me. All these niggas that said they was bigger than me, they done all fizzled out. And I'm still standing. I can drop a fucking introspective old nigga album, and niggas is still talking to me more than they talking about these new niggas. I done creeped into the every media outlet of hip hop and taking it over. That nigga speak on me, he getting fired. That nigga speak on me, I'ma make sure that some way, shape, or form that nigga is fucked. You doing the same shit. You fucking they bitches. You talking shit about their marriages and shit like that, and how they not even close to you. And damn, who else did? Oh, me, Jay-Z. I did that for decades. The only nigga that can talk like that for decades is you, nigga. I don't see nobody stopping you no time soon. Nigga, we got Kendrick to go to. I put Kendrick on the stage. I put Kendrick on the stage in front of the world to diss you. We got that nigga about 12 Grammys. Yeah, let that little nigga have that shit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, what that nigga Drake gonna do next? Nigga, come out, drop Iceman, sell more than any other rappers, and then stay number one for 2 weeks. Yeah, this nigga just not stopping. And this nigga dissing me? Oh yeah, I gotta jump in the studio. I ain't gonna lie. Ain't even talking greasy. Ain't he waking shit up about me. He asking too many questions about the God. Asking too much shit about me. I need to get in that studio. And you know what? And this nigga done made me angry. I ain't gonna lie. Kendrick, why the fuck you ain't knocked that nigga out? We did all that shit for you. I allowed the West Coast to you gave the West Coast a sound, then you chose some bum ass niggas to be on your album. You had it in the bag, nigga. What the fuck? You was the last stop. Who else? You can get Childish Gambino, nigga? No. The gauntlet's over. And the thing is about Drake, win, lose, or draw with all of these niggas throughout the years. That nigga not only stood the test of time, but he battled every single last one of them. When niggas called him out, he dissed them. When niggas wanted to talk shit on Twitter, he dissed them. When niggas wanted to wake shit up about him, he dissed them. These other niggas be pussyfooting around and caring about the optics and caring how they look. Uh oh, they ain't got the right fit on. What that nigga Wayne said, oh, I need some liquor. Ah, it gotta be the right mood and the right vibe. I gotta make sure all my mans is straight before I get in the studio to make a song. That nigga Drake don't give a fuck about that. That nigga will get in a telephone booth and record on his phone if he wanted to immediately. These niggas gotta set up shop with other people to be in the same conversation. You know? Yeah, a lot of this shit is unfolding in real time. I think this shit is about to be amazing for hip hop again. And Drake is the catalyst again. These other niggas trying to, fake the funk and act like they are what Drake is. Nobody gets pissed off about what Kendrick is doing for real, other than maybe Drake. Nobody cares about that for real. That nigga Drake just pisses people off by making music about what he's saying to niggas. LeBron, I see you too on them comments, nigga. I see you too. You ain't like that bar that Drake had for you about switching teams and shit. Yeah, mama end it here. This is the Level 32 podcast, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to me on Patreon. I'm gonna keep fucking shitting on niggas. I ain't gonna lie. Video after video. Next up, next up. I'm enjoying this. This is hip hop. Hip hop is really on fire right now. I ain't gonna lie to you. We gonna see who the real GOAT is after this. Level 32, nigga. With Black King. Bye. Yo, it's the Level 32 podcast, niggas. I can't lie. It's the one, and it's the one and only Don, Pope, King, Pastor, Reverend, Deacon, Usher. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't dancing, nigga. You know what I'm saying? It's the one and only Black King coming to give you his thoughts. There's a lot going on when it comes to hip hop, politics. You know, yeah, niggas talk about the NBA and shit. Like I really don't feel like talking about that at all. But his new music out. You feel me? There's new debates going on. This more so goes along with there's one topic I want to talk about that goes along with each other. Goes along with hip hop and politics. And that's really what I'm gonna start off with. There's a situation between DJ Akademiks and Jeremy Hecht. Hopefully I'm saying that nigga name right. Um Hecht alleged that DJ Akademiks is being paid by right-wing sources. DJ Akademiks then says, if you can find that proof and give and post it, I'll give you $100,000. Right? Heck came out with some information saying that he was paid by the owners of Truth Social, who are Republicans. DJ Akademiks then came back and clowned on that nigga and said that that's a check from me being on what it was either True Social or Rumble, right? Both so-called right-wing platforms. The thing is about that though is that when it comes to those platforms, you don't necessarily have to be a Republican or push Republican ideals to be on those platforms at all. You can just stream or tweet or whatever, right? There's a deeper conversation. I brought it up in Dub Space. There's a deeper conversation that you can delve into when you are having this talk. And it's no shot at either side. We just have to understand that this is the landscape we're living in currently now. So, a lot of people like to speak on how hip hop is the most influential genre of music in the world. Bigger than K-pop, bigger than country, bigger than pretty much all of them. Gospel, whatever, right? When it comes to ideals and influence, people come to hip hop first now, right? People say that, but then are confused what comes with that. And what I mean by that is we've seen in the Obama administration, Hillary running for president, Trump running for president, Republicans running for president, running for office, so on and so forth. Politicians, period. Right? Republicans and Democrats. A lot of people would like to believe, and there's some facts to it. There's some truth to it, right? That Democrats had a very large hold on hip hop, especially with the larger platformed artists, such as possibly a Jay-Z, possibly Jeezy at one point in time, possibly, you know, so on and so forth. It was a large amount of people that were Democrats and pushing for the Obama administration, Democratic policies, and everything like that. The thing is, though, is that now we live in MAGA country, as some would like to say. And a lot of rappers are seeming to come out as Republican. And like I've said before, if you've heard my last podcast, if you've listened to the clips I have on YouTube or my Instagram or anything like that, shout out to my Instagram, level 32 pod, LVL 32 POD. Boom. Same as my Twitter. I'm a left leaning centrist, right? What that entails is that I have some conservative values, I have some democratic values, liberal values, and everything like that, right? I lean more to the left though, but I see wrong on both sides. I think that a lot of publications, a lot of articles, a lot of journalists, a lot of newscasters, a lot of politicians, and a lot of what do you call it? Broadcasts push for one side or the other. Do some say, let's say Fox. Most of us know that Fox usually pushes to the right, right? Some used to think that CNN used to be in the center. They usually push to the left, depending on the host, right? Thing is, though, is that that's starting to happen in hip hop. And it's a very, very crazy sight to see because not only would that mean that we're talking about podcasts soon to come, which I very much so see coming forth. And I've said this time and time again with podcasts such as the Joe Budden podcast, right? Black Effect Network, with all the podcasts they have under it. Um, who else can I name that has pretty much a big hold? Fat Joe and Jada, shit like that, right? These podcasts, we're talking about the start of Fox. We're talking about the start of NBC. We're talking about the start of CNN, so on and so forth. Very large publications, very large broadcast networks that may or may not push for certain agendas, right? That would entail funding from certain parties, depending on how they take it, right? I'm not saying Akademiks is being paid by Republicans. I will say that, in my opinion, I do see Akademiks push very much so Republican. I'm not saying Nicki Minaj is a MAGA Republican. I do see her push for that as of recent. So much so to me, to the point where it has her own audience, and some like to say the Barbs, in a disarray, kind of. They follow her like crazy, though. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's the same thing when it comes to Jay-Z. Jay-Z has songs like Black Republican. He has plenty of songs speaking on politics and his own agendas and how he moves and stuff like that. We see who he backs. We see the people that he's around and everything like that as well. The thing is, though, is that let's put you, for example, the listener. You're a podcaster. Somebody comes to you. Hey, I love your podcast. If you don't mind, I'm going to slide you this bag randomly. You know, don't say thank you, nothing. All I would ask for you to do is look into these policies that my friend here is pushing for and speak on them on your podcast. Just talk about them a little bit, and I may or may not have another bag for you in a month after seeing what you have to say if you're supporting it. I may or may not have a billionaire right here that owns multiple media companies, can get your word out everywhere. Actually, I don't even put it like that. My friend also, Jeff Bezos, Amazon, a little Amazon. Um, he loves your podcast, and he would love for you to just lean a little bit more into politics. And if you had conversations with him, I'm sure you'll pretty much get the ideal that he, loves. And if you push for that, I'm sure he has something on the back end for you. That's been going on in hip hop specifically since around the 90s, mostly the 2000s, right? Especially with the Democratic Party around Obama. We seen the Jeezys have the buses pull for mad people from the hood or impoverished areas to go vote. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not dissing that. But it's the same way as I see a Donald Trump back a Nicki Minaj. And what I'm telling you guys is that we're in a political battleground in this time frame in hip hop. People are asking Drake, who has never been really political at all, doesn't speak on politics, doesn't really, put up posts like that. He'll send some money, he'll sign some shit, this, that, and the third. They're asking him to denounce ICE because his album is named Iceman and the White House has posted it and everything like that. This MAGA stuff with Drake has been going on for about a year and some change, maybe a year and a half, 2 years. And they're alleging that Drake is MAGA and a Republican and fucks with Trump and shit like that. I don't know. I hope not. As a Drake fan, like a really big Drake fan, I hope he's not taking that kind of stance. But also from the lyrics, he's also denouncing like ICE in a certain kind of way, calling ICE the fake. He's Iceman. Says something along the lines of, "I'm talking about ICE, but I ain't talking about the fake feds." Right? In a way, that's a denouncement to me for ICE. But I'm not gonna throw it overboard and be like, "Yeah, that shows you that Drake isn't a Republican." I'm not saying that at all. Um, Not at all. What's the Dirt also mentioned how Republicans in Canada are a big thing, and it's not the same kind of way as how Americans look at it. It's just a lot of people in Canada have Republican ideals, but their Republican is way more left compared to our Republican. This and the third. It's politics in other nations get a little funky. But do I think that Drake has conservative values? Yes. I think a lot of people have conservative values. What I think the problem is that a lot of people also don't like how some conservatives go so far right that it makes it like, yo, I was fucking with gun laws. Like I get it. I get Second Amendment, but like, damn, you're taking the education of Black history out of schools nationwide. We're canceling MLK Day and Juneteenth. The the national park used to allow Martin Luther King Day and Juneteenth for free admission and everything like that, but now we're stopping that. Yeah, you're going a little far. But some people can say the same thing for the Democrats. Yo, I really fuck with social services, but damn, that's a lot of shit for certain people. Not gonna go too far with that. I think some people get what I'm saying, right? It's a lot. That's a lot. Damn, yo, Obama, we voted for you, but like you didn't do shit for real for niggas. Like we ain't see no help for real. I disagree with that, by the way. He did help niggas, but not staying there too long. My point is that at this point in time, we see the Kanyes, the Nickys, the academics. Um, I can say 50 Cent to a certain extent. Um, we see the rappers, starting to go conservative, Republican, maybe even MAGA, shouting out Trump. I think I Swear Vezo did it at one point. Glasses Malone was giving bail to Trump and shit like that and bigging him up. NBA YoungBoy, for prime example, make America great again. I mean, make America slime again. And yo, whatever Trump says is right, this, that, and the third in his album and shit like that. I can't really look at I can't be too mad at a nigga like YoungBoy who was facing prison time, if I'm not mistaken, federal prison time, and then got pardoned by Trump. But that's kind of my point about payments. Payments doesn't just have to be monetary. Payments could be so far as, yo, I might do you a favor. I might get you in a meeting with Netflix. I might go so far along the lines of, yo, we might free Larry Hoover for you, Kanye. If you say the right things, I can get you out of prison. Look at, for prime example, right? Diddy. Diddy was a Democrat, so far as we know. Pushed for Obama, pushed for Hillary at one point, if I'm not mistaken. Pushed for a lot of Democratic stuff, and as well as denouncing Trump, right? All right, cool. We know he had connections with Oprah and very powerful black people. Okay. There's a possibility that he was influenced by the Democratic Party. All right, cool. Stop there. When Diddy went to prison, went to federal prison, there was rumors going around that Donald Trump, because of the previous relationship back in the 90s and 2000s with Puff Daddy, that he might pardon Diddy. What do you think Trump was trying to do with that message? Excuse me, he didn't even give the message. I didn't even give you the message yet. Um, Trump then was asked by a reporter, "Hey, Have you seen the Diddy situation? Yes, I've seen him. Yes, he said some very mean things to me at one point. Would you pardon him, Trump? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. I'll have to think on that. If Donald Trump had a relationship with Diddy, right? And then ends up in prison for his own actions, and the president of the United States is asked by a reporter if they would pardon this person because even though that person did bad things, right? Would they pardon this person? And the first thing the president brings up, he said some really mean things to me. I sounded like J. Edgar Hoover or Reagan or something. That he said mean things about him because Diddy was denouncing Trump consistently, mind you. What do you think somebody like Donald Trump would want at that point? The ears of the people that are at the courthouse saying free Diddy? New York? Ears of all the people Diddy is touched with his music? Pause. The very large platform, seeing as how Diddy became a billionaire at one point before he went to prison and everything like that and the lawsuits and shit. You know, he had his own TV network, Revolt TV, and had the Drink Champs podcast and everything like that. What do you think somebody that powerful would want from AP Diddy? It sounds like he wanted an endorsement to me. To me, right? And I can relate that same thing back to a Jeezy, right? Jeezy, when Obama was running for president, like I said before, had buses, like he paid for buses to get niggas from the hood to go to the voting booth and then have them with the proper stuff for them to get their IDs and everything like that so that they can go vote. Had people helping them, to vote and everything like that. And when Obama became president, if I'm not mistaken, he invited Jeezy to the White House. And the FBI or the Secret Service said, "Nah, player, you a gangster. Need you to leave. I don't care what the president said. We can't have that kind of breach of security in the White House, right? Even though they have terrorists come to the White House. Anyway, um, allegedly, Jeezy says, y'all was kind of upset at that, but I really understand this, that, and the third, blah, blah. And because of the things that Jeezy did for Obama, the support he got from Obama, my president is black. My president is black. My Lambo's blue with Nas. We see that. Then Obama, quotes Jeezy lyrics and stuff like that. If that's not an endorsement from the president, I don't know what it is. It is what it is, right? And like I said, there's nothing wrong with it if you understand politics. But I feel like people really don't understand politics, so they don't think it's a thing. That's kind of my problem. A lot of people really don't understand that there are political games being played because of how influential hip hop is to the world. to the entire planet. I lived in Korea. You go to a club in Korea, they playing our music. They playing Young Boy. They playing Drake. They playing motherfucking whatever the hit is at the time. Nigga, I was in the motherfucking club in Korea and they played. I didn't even hear it yet. They had a fucking remix of The First Day Out by T Grizzly with Meek Mill on the remix. I've never heard that song since or before. Didn't look it up. That's just my fault. But that shit went crazy. But I was like, yo, what the fuck, nigga? I'm in Korea. They playing this shit. What the hell? Nigga, when Outside Today by Youngboy came out, nigga, they was blasting that shit. At every hip hop club, they blasting that shit. And all the hip hop clubs lit. Because we there. All the soldiers in Korea is coming to the hip hop clubs. That's a fact. White, black, Asian, Hispanic, it don't matter. They come into the hip hop clubs. That's a fact. And I feel like that's going on in every country. All these other nations are playing our music, trying to create their own version of our music. Black American music, mind you. Let me make sure that's clear. You know, shout out to Drake. I'm a big Drake fan. But let's make sure it's clear it's Black American music. Drake makes that clear in his music with all the consistent shout outs to Mac Dre's, Pimp C's, so on and so forth. But people like to forget that part. Niggas love bringing other people. Hey, I ain't gonna go too far with that. But you know I'm spitting facts. The thing is, though, is that when it comes to being as powerful and influential that we are, niggas is still getting gypped and swindled out of their money, out of their power, their influence. And now, to the next extent, prime example, this is why I can't be too mad at academics, right? You see a Democratic side of hip hop go against the Republican side of hip hop. Like I said, I don't know if Drake is a Republican, so I'm not really throwing him in that sector, right? But you can clearly see that the niggas for that's been on that side of things for a long time might be attacking the other side, and the other side might be attacking that side. And you know why they might be attacking each other? It's politics. And the thing that bugs me out, people don't want to know about politics and how it works and how it affects us and everything like that. But it's in every part of your life, every single sector, and you just don't know about it. Propaganda is going to infiltrate everything, regardless. It infiltrated all of the apps already. That been happened. You think it can't infiltrate hip hop? Because you think niggas' opinions can't be warped by money, but the apps that make billions of dollars can be? We not let's think about that. Let's ponder on that for a moment. We're talking about rappers that some of them ain't making millions of dollars a year. Say hundreds of thousands, right? Let's just pull a name out the hat real quick. The Baby. We saw when it came to the Baby that when he said those things that I do believe Rolling Loud, the world attacked him. Everybody canceled the tours. They canceled everything that he had going on. I think he was making. I think he said something about 200,000 a show, something crazy like that. That happened. They was doing buy one get ones for that nigga. That nigga was almost a pop star. That nigga was making songs with Camila Cabello or whatever her name is. I'm not gonna diss her. He was making songs with pop stars, up and coming pop stars already. The Kalanis. If I'm not mistaken, he had a song with Charlie XCX or some shit like that. Some crazy shit, right? Nigga was having an all-time run. The nigga said that shit, they canceled all them tours and everything. Blah, blah, blah. Dead. Nigga, radio silence, all that, right? Okay. We now see that in some way, shape, or form, he's popping up at Republican-backed events. He has a number one again. I'm not saying he got the number one because he's a Republican. Don't get me wrong. I love that song. Pop That Thing is a dope song. But you can tell that a nigga's in a better situation because of things that possibly politics has changed. You have to really look deep into yourself and see if you would change for some money. And it's no diss to anybody. I don't be honest with you, my opinion. I don't think Jay-Z is a real true Democrat at all. Too much of a capitalist to be a real true Democrat. To me, does he have liberal ideals? I completely, of course he does. A lot of black people do. Does he have conservative ideals? A lot of black people do, you know? But who is in control? Like, who is running the country at the time? How much influence do you have? Can your influence be bought? Those are the real questions that I'll leave with you. That's what I want you to ponder on. Whose influence can be bought when and whenever? If they put a bag in front of you, can you make a decision off of just morals and stand up character? Be like, oh no, I'm not taking $100 million from that nigga to say I fuck with him and get all my fans to fuck with him because that nigga, you know, is dropping bombs on mad countries. That nigga is making situation worse for black people. That nigga is lying about what he's gonna do and this, that, and the third. That's on both sides. That's the landscape we live in today. Hip hop is so big, it influences every single thing in the world. And it's not just hip hop, it's niggas influence every single thing in the world. If a nigga right now, I'll put it to you like this. If a nigga right now was to wear bell bottoms again and he was really that nigga, them niggas in London wearing that shit. Niggas in Texas wearing that shit. Them niggas in New York wearing that shit. Them mad niggas gonna follow that nigga. But you don't think they can do that with your vote? Niggas don't even research policies or the people locally. that they vote for. But you think that a rapper that you listen to so consistently can influence your vote. That's all I'm gonna leave it to you with. I think this was a great little episode, something real nice and simple. And I think I did a great job, nigga. I ain't gonna cut to pat my back on my pat my shoulder, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Thank y'all for listening. This is the Level 32 Podcast. I got more for you on Patreon. Come and listen to a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe. $5 or $10 a month. You feel me? Come check me out. All right, peace, love, and prosperity. This is the Level 32 Podcast with your boy Black King. Follow me on Twitter. LVL32POD, nigga. All right.